YouTube, and welcome to my channel. My name is Richard Washington. I am an attorney with an office in Manhattan, New York, and this is the Washington Law PC channel. Given that this is my first video, I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, my background, my experiences, and what I envision for this channel going forward. So, about me. As I said, I'm an attorney. I've been licensed to practice law in the state of New York for a little over 13 years. I'm licensed to practice law before all courts in the state of New York. I'm also licensed in the Eastern and Southern Districts of New York in the federal system, and the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, which is the federal appellate court. And lastly, I'm admitted to practice law before the Supreme Court of the United States. Now, I've never practiced or handled a case before the Supreme Court of the United States, but if the opportunity and the case presents itself one day, I will be more than willing to do so. With regard to my experience, before I went to law school, I worked in the Brooklyn District Attorney's Office. During law school, I worked at the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. And after graduating from law school, I worked at the New York County District Attorney's Office as a prosecutor. Immediately before entering into private practice and starting my own office, I worked for the New York City Department of Education and the New York City Health and Hospitals Corporation, handling issues of labor law. So you may be asking yourself, why this channel and what will I be talking about? Well, it's September 2020 and the country's reeling from COVID. I think this morning when I looked on the news, approximately 186,000 people had died in the United States from COVID. We've been under quarantine, and during that time we've also seen the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks, and we've recently learned that another individual, Jacob Blake, was paralyzed when officers shot him in the back. So COVID is new, but this killing and this maiming of people at the hands of police officers around this country seems to be par for the course. We have Tatiana Jefferson, who was killed in Miami, Ora Rosser, who was killed in Michigan, Stephon Clark, who was killed in California, Botham Jean and Sandra Bland, both killed in Texas, Philando Castile in Minnesota, Freddie Gray in Maryland, Alton Sterling in Louisiana. And here in New York, we could go back to Amadou Diallo, Abner Louima, Sean Bell, and Eric Garner. This isn't an exhaustive list. We don't have time for that. In fact, there could be actually an entire video in and of itself just sitting here listing the names of people of color who have been killed by the police. And I say people of color because what's clear about these people from different locations throughout this country, of varying ages, of varying genders, the one thing that they all have in common is that they were black people. And I thought it would be important to provide a lawyer's perspective, a black lawyer's perspective on police encounters, and to offer some advice to people of color when they are approached by the police, or when they are in the presence of the police, or when they have any type of interaction with the police. Because no matter what anyone says, there's a vast distinction between when a white person has a police encounter and when a black person has a police encounter. I also want to try to dispel a lot of the legal myths that people believe are true but simply aren't. We're in the midst of a lot of protest. Some call it civil unrest. Some call it peaceful protests, but we're in the midst of a lot of civil engagement around this country. And I've seen videos about people trying to assert rights that unfortunately they don't have. Not because they're black, but because certain rights that we think should be protected simply aren't protected under the laws of our country. So I want a channel that provides relevant legal information to people of color in general and to black people specifically. Why? Because I share that experience. I share the black experience. Now, since I'm a lawyer, there are a few disclaimers I want to give. First, this video and every video that follows is merely my legal opinion. My opinion is based on the laws of the state of New York, and those laws are subject to change. Those laws may be different where you live. Second, I sincerely hope that people watch this video and they get something from it, and it provides something that provokes thought. But then watching this video does not make me your lawyer. I'm sure you know that, but I have to say it. So there you have it. Welcome to the channel. This channel, I hope, will at least in part demystify the legal system and shine a light on a lot of the flaws in this system. So please like, please subscribe. I will do my best to keep the content relevant and interesting, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.